Hey, everybody, it's Monday night. It's Always Bookin Comedy with Mark Masters. We got Pete George in the house.
Yay.
How are you, Pete?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good, man.
Excellent.
We had a fun weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, that was awesome. We got to work together in Arizona at Stir Crazy Comedy Club.
Yeah.
There's a great episode where I got Tom Sims. So if you're watching this and are interested, he's the owner of Stir Crazy. Go back and check out the back catalog. I take it you're in Los Angeles?
I am in Toluca Lake.
Is that in California? I don't know what that means.
It's the fancy part of Burbank.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not actually on the lake, you know what I mean? But we do have sprinklers in the front yard.
Okay. Burbank's LA, right?
Oh, yeah, it's still LA. Yeah, it's like I'm kind of like North Hollywood, Studio City-ish, that whole area.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Neat. How long did you grow up in LA or California?
No, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, that's right. You know Jeff Shaw.
I do know Jeff Shaw.
Yeah, another great episode.
We started together at the I started at the Cleveland Comedy Club and then shortly went to the original Hilarities downtown, and that's where I met Jeff. So
okay.
Yeah.
What was the Cleveland scene back then?
Well, there was just a few clubs in the whole country, right?
Okay.
You know, and Cleveland Comedy Club was one of the originals, and they would pack the place. It was downtown, and it was great. Anything goes, no PC. It was just fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
And the first time I went up, I mean, it was a Sunday night and it was packed, like jam packed. And I was in the back. And when they went to introduce me, I couldn't stand up. Like my knees were buckling. Cause it was a comedy competition.
Okay.
And you can try and go up every Sunday. But you could only win the $50 once a month.
Okay.
And you had to go up against other like people that were already professional working, and you had to do 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And I won the first time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, first time out of the box. Yeah, and I didn't bring anybody to cheer, to try and encourage the audience. And then because I was so nervous back then, the incentive was the $50. So I waited a month. And then my second time I went up and I won again, and then I won a third month in a row, and then I just started getting work after that.
Nice.
And that was just all bare bones, like not even great material, just who I was on stage. And then then I started to suck after that. Right? You get too big for yourself, and then you're doing these one-nighter bars and shit, and it's like, because remember when you started out, like you'd have a great show and you were on a high for a month.
Oh yeah.
But when you had a bad show, you were down for a month.
Yeah, I mean, usually the way it works for me is if I have a bad show, I'm down until I have a good show. Like that cleanses me.
Yeah, I was thinking about my marriage. Sorry.
And vice versa. Yeah. I had a bad one today.
Did you really?
Yeah, this is funny. I did like a nursing home, retirement home kind of thing. And I did 3 shows. So 3 half hours in different wards of the retirement complex. And one of them where the people were less with it was particularly hard. And at the end of the show, a lady was having a conversation with a friend about 5 feet from me as I'm breaking down my speaker, etc. And I think I hear her say, "Now everyone." And the lady didn't hear her, and she just looks at her like, "What?" And so I kind of look over and she goes, "That was very boring." And the lady didn't hear her again. And so she goes, "That was very boring." And then one more time, she repeated it again. And she was the nicest lady during the show. But boy, she didn't like it. I'm guessing some other people didn't like it.
That's funny. Like you're the one with a hearing problem.
Yes. Yeah. Brutal.
Yeah. We've been doing these self-tape auditions for commercials and stuff for so long now. And I had an in-person one, and I've done like 600, right? And I've booked commercials. It's like a few weeks ago, and it was 2 lines. It was easy.
Okay.
I had it memorized. I go in, and I went early, so now I'm waiting 45 minutes in front of 40 other people.
Yeah.
So now you're getting
like in the movies where they all look like you?
Yeah, kind of a mixed bag, but yeah.
Okay.
So I go in to read with these 2 young girls, and they're supposed to starting up a conversation, and I just walk up and the 2 lines.
Yeah.
Blank. Like that, like almost never happens. I couldn't. So I'm making up stuff that doesn't even make any sense. That's and then I just walk off past the camera, and I didn't even do half of it. And the guy's like, yeah. I go, can I do that again? So I did it again, and it was the same thing. I'm like, I don't know what happened. And he goes, well, it's on the board. You could just read it. I go, yeah, but then I'm not in the moment with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked out of there going, this is like I've never done this before. And I've been doing this for years, you know? It's just, it's weird how once in a while it happens, you know?
Yeah.
So,
well, you have quite a TV story that started as a movie. I mean, it's probably the most played movie on TV. You want to talk about when did you first start acting?
Are these glasses distracting with the blue?
Yeah, a little bit. You could, oh, there you go. If you tilt, that works.
If I walk out, I'm fine.
Yeah. We can also see your tax information in the
I don't need them. I don't need glasses. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm fine. I can see. I mean, I was living in Ohio at the time. I was doing some theater and commercials, and had been doing stand-up for a while, probably at least 10 years. And my agent in Akron said, hey, they're doing this movie in Ohio, in Mansfield. You want to go there? And I'm like, yeah, what the heck? And just go down and audition, which was weird because I was in LA visiting. I hadn't lived here yet. And I remember like setting the intention. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to Ohio this summer, and I'm going to work on a movie for 2 months. And I'm like, what are the chances there's a movie being filmed there? What are the chances I'm even going to get on it? What are the chances for 2 months, even as an extra, right? Just didn't matter. I listened to my Tony Robbins personal power workshop tapes. Well, I'm going to do this. So I meditated on it. And sure enough, I get back and she's like, well, it films during these 2 months. And I'm like, that's the dates. And so, I get down there and they're like, can you work on it for 2 months? And I'm like, absolutely. And it was Shawshank Redemption. So I was one of the core cons. They had me for 2 months around the 4 main characters. And, I was there the whole time, 14 hours a day, 2 months. And then right in the middle, we had like 4 days off. And I had just sent a letter to a casting director in Pittsburgh. And like that next day, I got a call. Hey, you have an audition tomorrow in Pittsburgh. So I drove 2 hours, came home, and they called back, said, hey, you got a call back. Come back tomorrow. And I went back and I get home and they said, director's first choice, you shoot in 2 days. So I shot a commercial in the middle of Shawshank. Huh. And then there was like 6 of us. And at the end of shooting it, the production always gives away a plastic gold Oscar. Okay. And I got the Oscar for best performance of a commercial. Huh. And it was weird going, hey, I'm going back to this feature film and I just got an Oscar, but it's plastic for a commercial. Like, yeah, dreams come halfway true.
That's
so that was it. And then
Did that pay well?
It paid okay. You know what I mean? I was like a glamorized extra, really. Uh-huh. I got paid more for being in the shower.
Okay.
Tell people I got paid by the inch. So I made a lot. Made me sag. Anyway, nice. Yeah. So, and then I went to the 25th anniversary, and then I went to, actually the 25th and the 30th, they asked me to be on a speaker, like an actors panel for the actors. It was great. I mean, packed houses, and then, almost all the lead actors were there. Cool. Hanging out at the prison, 40,000 people there. It was nuts. So it was great.
That's wild. They're doing something right now in LA with Back to the Future. Have you heard about this?
I heard something a little bit about it, but
they like opened up, what's it called? The square where the clock tower is.
At Universal. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it has a name in the movie, but wherever that is, like downtown, whatever it is.
That's right. It's right by me. Yeah. It's Universal Studios. Now it burned down.
Yeah. I guess it's I don't know what year it would be. 84 to 25. Maybe it's the 50th. No, that can't be right. 25.
It was 85.
40th. Yeah, 40th anniversary, maybe.
Yeah.
And they like converted it back to what it looks like. Gosh, why can't I remember? What's the name of that town? It's got Twin Pines Mall.
Yeah. From the movie. Was it Twin Pines?
No, I don't think so.
Huh.
And then at the end of the movie, it's One Pine.
Oh, that's
Where does he
funny.
live? Save the Clock Tower. I don't know. Wherever he lives.
Right.
They converted it back for the 40th anniversary, and you can like go hang out there
Yeah.
and do whatever. Go to the diner,
Yeah.
etc. I think that's what's going on.
You know, it's funny. Right in Burbank, there's a Burger King, and
Okay.
it's the Burger King that Michael J. Fox came out on his skateboard.
Yeah.
It's right there. Everything's the same.
That's cool. Yeah, and the tunnel from like Back to the Future 2 or 3 that he's getting pushed on his skateboard through is the drive up to place with a big telescope. What's that called?
Jeez, I can't even think of it. Yeah.
Whatever it's called. It's a sight to see out in LA. People,
Yeah, it's
very tourist attraction.
Jesus
It's not
Christ.
Getty. It's some Hearst
Yeah.
Castle or
No.
Getty.
It's the God, that's so weird. I've been there so many times. Yeah,
There we go. Griffith Park Observatory.
Yeah.
Mark from North Carolina saving the day. All right.
Yeah.
So also, Mark, Google what the town is in Back to the Future and get back to us. Let us know.
Yeah.
So,
by the way,
yeah,
it must be 1980. What year did that come out?
4 or 5, I'm guessing.
Yeah, around that time, I was working at MCA Records in Cleveland.
Okay.
And my uncle was the promotional manager for the Midwest. And so in our office, we had MCA Universal. So the guy in charge of like home video, he had this huge cardboard cutout of Michael J. Fox with the watch.
Yeah.
And the life jacket on that was a vest.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's that? And he's like, oh, there's this new movie coming out, Back to the Future. I was like, oh, it looks cool. And now I love it.
Yeah. So
right?
Hill Valley. Yeah. I think that's right. Hill Valley.
Hill Valley.
That name is like
sounds like a jelly jam company.
Smuckers. A Smuckers competitor.
Right?
Incredible.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Tell me more about how maybe comedy has changed, or
a lot of it. Okay, I just heard this from some club owners that they're not happy about all the comics now doing audience interaction, trying to get reaction videos.
Yeah,
it's killing their shows.
Right.
Because most comics can't do it, and the clubs hire you for a reason, and that's your show.
Yeah,
that you've worked hard at for years.
Do you think that's at the headliner level or at all levels?
All levels.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that's pretty poor form to be a middle or a host. I mean, a host, sometimes you talk to the audience, but like a middle or a feature, you really shouldn't be, unless like that's your whole shtick. Right. You really shouldn't be doing any crowd work. Should be joke.
Absolutely. I mean, we do it, but we've been doing it for how long? And it's with me, it's intertwined in my show because I want them to react to certain things I'm doing. But you're right. It's like, I mean, it's up and down and up and down, it's like any other business, and you hear people complain about it all the time, but it's like, would you rather be doing something else? I love what I'm doing now more than ever. I'm just trying to find bigger, better ways to do it to make it, my ADHD interesting. Sort of the same old Groundhog's Day thing, right?
Yeah. And you're a musical act. Have you always been a musical act, or do you consider yourself a musical act?
It's funny. I always consider myself a stand-up that uses a guitar, not a guitar act, because half my show is stand-up anyway.
Okay.
And I could do a show without the guitar. So, it's just part of me. It's what I grew up with. And I use it from the very first time I went on stage.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's kind of what I'm known for. In a lot of places they hire me because they want that uniqueness about me. So,
right. Were you a guitar player back when Back to the Future came out?
Yeah, I was actually in a band called Separate Checks.
Okay.
We were kind of like alternative before alternative was mainstream. Kind of like a Blondie type thing, our lead singer, blonde woman. But we were the ones to get the petition drive started to get the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
No way. Really?
Yeah. So
I've been there. It's incredible. It's great.
Yeah, we pushed it. And then I was there for grand opening day with my uncle, the record rep.
Okay.
And it was crazy because that night, I mean, Cleveland was mobbed. I think they had probably 200 radio stations from around the world broadcasting live. And any bar you would go to, I was with my parents and my first wife at the time. We went in this little corner bar that night, downtown Cleveland. Like, I'm talking old corner. You just walk in and there's the bar and people are standing there. And we walk in and who was on the floor in front of the bar but George Clinton and Funkadelic.
Oh, wow.
They're playing. Like,
cool.
So every bar you went into in Cleveland had like a famous band playing that night.
Neat.
So it was fun. It was an exciting time. And then, my uncle passed 3 years ago. And so my cousins had his memorial at the Rock Hall and had a band and food trucks. And then they had his gold albums inside. So it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's very cool. Have you worked with Biff from Back to the Future? He's a stand-up, right?
Yeah. I've never met him.
You guys should like co-headline. You'd be a great like touring, movies of, for a certain generation. That's like a good niche, I would say.
I remember the first time I saw him was, when Leno was doing Tonight Show.
Okay.
And he went on and did a set on the Tonight Show, but he used a tuba.
No way. So he's a musical guy too.
Yeah. And it was hysterical. And he did all this stuff about marching band, what he used to do. And he had just really funny lines and he would play it. It was very unique, and I respect that. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, good old Biff, man. Nothing like his character,
Oh, really? I don't know. I've never run into him.
Yeah, I've seen interviews and he's just like the sweetest guy.
Oh, that's cool. That's good. Was there ever talk of a sequel for Shawshank?
No. Nope. No. And I'm sure there just wouldn't be. It's just too great of a film. You would ruin it.
Yeah, I don't even know where the story would really go. I mean, they open up a bar and it's like a rom-com and some Mexican, resort town.
Right.
They open up their own prison for a twist. They get in trouble.
Right. Oh, and who runs security but Hadley?
Yes. Yeah.
And that ending wasn't the original ending of the film.
I don't know that. I don't know a lot of trivia about Shawshank.
Yeah. The ending was it was basically Red just driving off in the bus, and that was it. Down that country road.
Okay.
And that was it. There was no beach scene where they reconnect. And when they did the testing, it didn't really work. And so it was the studio, it was Castle Rock that said, no, you got to do a different ending. And that's what they came up with, which it wasn't actually Zewantanero. It was the Bahamas.
Oh, okay. Fun.
Yeah.
Fun. I guess.
But I have a beautiful pen made.
I was going to ask you, do you have any artifacts from that time?
Yeah. Hang on one second. All right.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll talk for a second. I do want everybody to know that nursing home gig turned around. The last show I did, somebody came up and asked me to come back in a month. So I don't think that's going to happen. But, all right, here we go.
You ready?
Yeah.
I got a tray from the mess hall scene.
No way.
Yep. And it even says on there, there's a sticker, Shawshank.
Nice.
I got a tin cup.
Okay.
And then this is cool. So the tree that Morgan was under got hit by lightning a few years ago.
Okay.
And so they cut it down, and the wood shop over there in Mansfield, Ohio, made it into different things. And someone bought this for me. It's a ballpoint pen made from the wood of the tree. It says Shawshank tree right there.
So cool. That's very neat. That's
and
awesome.
one of the nicest things I have, there was only a few of them made. The last day of filming, one of the production assistants took the call sheet you get every day with the hotel and the weather and everybody on it. He had them silk screened onto white T-shirts and did artwork of the top of the prison with barbed wire, and it said Rita Hayworth in the Shawshank Redemption. So I have one of those with the silk screen on the back and the front. I've never worn it. I'm not gonna, but it's kind of a neat. I could probably get a lot of money on eBay. So
sure, yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. Tell us a crazy commercial story. What was like the worst shooting of a commercial you've ever done?
I could tell you an interesting. Well, a few years ago, I had an audition, and the director and the producer were there. So I read, and then they kept the camera going, and the director said, "What's the strangest audition you've ever had?" And I couldn't think of it, so I just made it up. And they said, oh, one time I get there, I had to take all my clothes off except my underwear. And he goes, oh, it was for an underwear spot. And I said, no, voiceover. And they were laughing. He goes, you know, you're ahead, right? And I go, yeah, but we're dating now.
Huh.
I didn't book it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you. So quite a few years ago, I got hired to do a commercial for Audi. Okay.
Okay.
And I had to go the day before and do the training with this little dog. And then the other guy in the spot had another dog. So the dog was amazing. And the trainer was telling me, so what's going to happen on set, they want you to like put your hand straight up in the air. And then the dog is going to jump straight up to your hand. And I'm kind of doing it like this. She goes, no. She goes like a Heil Hitler, put your hand up like that. And I'm like,
she said that?
Yeah, that's what she said. I'm like, okay. So I'm doing all this training and everything. So the next day we're on set and everything goes great. And it was like 2 houses in West LA. And the production was set up all the way on both sides of the drive in the street. It was a huge deal. And so because it was Audi, it was Volkswagen Group from Germany, the producer, everybody was there. So by the second day, the dog does not want any more treats, is not doing what I'm telling it to do. I'm getting nervous. And we're shooting, we're live, and I'm standing there. And the trainer's in the bushes behind me, and I'm putting my hand, and the dog's not jumping. And I'm like this, and I hear the trainer go, Heil Hitler.
Oh, God.
And I was so nervous. Instead of putting my hand up, I go, Heil Hitler. Now I'm mic'd, and they can all hear me, and they're from Germany.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God. No, that's not what I meant. Nobody said a word to me. And not like, what did you say that for? And I'm like, I'm friends with the director to this day on Facebook. Yeah. But I'm like, how do you just say that in front of a
That would make a great punked episode.
Right? But that was probably my worst. Like
that is your worst commercial. You can't top that. That's pretty bad. That's pretty embarrassing. We got a question. Yeah. Do you have an agent or do you set everything up yourself?
For which part?
I just speak generic. I guess over your whole career, have you had agents, not had agents? You know,
I had a manager for a while that was supposed to help booking me and didn't.
Okay, for comedy gigs, you mean, or for
for everything, but even comedy. Okay. I've been booking everything myself the whole time for 35 years now.
Okay.
I have a new agent for commercials, and I have a new manager for commercials, TV, and film.
Okay.
So I just got my new videos edited and got everything loaded to the casting sites. And, you know, I'm hoping something happens because she every day on Facebook, she posts one of her talent is booking a TV series, like every day. And I'm like, I'm ready. I'll be naked in the shower.
You're due. It's coming. Yeah. It's coming. How do you, so you've been doing this so long, do you write on stage or do you like go to a coffee shop and write? How do you come up with new material?
You know, a lot of times, okay, there's a couple of different ways I do it. If I have ad libs on stage or a little spark, I'll use it. Sometimes just, you know, walking around or driving, you say something to yourself and that's funny. Yeah. But one of the things I do when I want to write a new bit, I won't write. I'll actually lie down and I'll close my eyes and I visualize myself on stage and the audience is just howling and I don't even know what I'm saying. It's just a feeling that I get. And I just do that for a few days and all of a sudden like a bit just shows up. Huh. And it's kind of the same thing. Like I'm already connected like neuronally through my brain because I've set it up and emotionally that it has to show up from somewhere. And it always works like that.
That's wild. You're summoning a muse.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my funniest, which gets a big laugh. Where was I in Dallas a few months ago? And I use it now. And it was a drunk guy in the front row and I was talking about marriage. And he's like, yeah, I was married for 5 fucking years. And I said, you were married for 5 fucking years? And he goes, yeah. And I said, I was married for 5 years, but only 1 year was fucking.
Nice.
And it got the biggest laugh of my set. And I was like, oh, there's got to be a way to recreate that now. And I do, and it gets a, I don't like being really blue like that, but there's a way to say things and be dirty. But if your persona has a way of communicating it, it doesn't come across as dirty.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. And it's clever too. So when it's smart, it takes a little bit of the edge.
That's right. Yeah. You're right. When it's smart, it takes the sting away.
You have any positive or hilariously negative travel stories? You must travel quite a bit, going around the country, telling jokes.
God, I've traveled so much too. Not really, but
let me ask you a question while you kind of let that resonate for a second. Do you have status? Are you loyal to an airline?
Yeah, usually American.
Okay. Do you ever I'm in a situation right now that I've never been in before, where I got the highest status I've ever had last year, and I really want to keep it. And I just did the math, and I need 2 more legs. And I just booked a $97 round trip ticket from Denver to Colorado Springs the same day. I'm going to Colorado Springs. I'll have lunch in the airport, and I'm flying back to Denver just so I can qualify for the status. Have you ever done anything silly like that?
No.
Okay.
Oh, in some ways worse, but
yeah,
I find that it just seems like the flights they give you now for your miles don't seem worth it. I'd rather hang on to the miles for an emergency, because it's like, I'm flying from, Burbank to LAX. Oh, it'll be 90,000 miles, right? Something like
Yeah. I almost never spend. I should get better at this. I never spend my miles. I have so many miles. I don't know what to do with them. I do know, maybe 20 years ago, I cashed in some miles for money. There was a time when I mean, maybe you can still do this. You can turn them into cash.
Yeah.
And I did that. But I've just been accruing them for a very long time. But it's the status that I like, being able to get on the plane earlier, free checked luggage, which I never check a bag, which is kind of a status item. But
it does make it easier though.
But better seats. I'm kind of tall. You're kind of tall too. So the better seats matter.
Yeah. I had it was a flight last year, and I don't know what happened. I ended up getting the last seat on the plane, and I was the window seat.
Okay.
And the guy in the middle, no exaggeration, easily about 380.
Yeah.
Pouring over the seats. I literally spent the entire flight with my head on the armrest sideways. And the girl on the aisle seat literally was hanging over the armrest the whole flight.
Unreal.
And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
with my status, I don't get that. A lot of times, this is the best ever. I'm always a window seat guy, always on the right side of the plane.
Yeah.
And I'll very frequently, probably at least half the flights I get, they'll sit somebody in the aisle, and there's an empty seat in the center. And a lot of times, it's the only empty seat on the whole plane.
Yeah.
I'm not high enough to get bumped to first class, but I am high enough for that nice little bit of generosity to have an empty seat next to me, which I really appreciate.
Yeah. I flew a few times during COVID, and it was like 3 people on the plane, and it was like $40.
Yeah, that happened to me once, flying to Baltimore a long time ago. There were 2 of us on the entire flight, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but they made us sit not in our seats. They were for balance purposes or something. We had to come pretty far up front.
Right.
So yeah.
I did do a thing in the 90s. They had this competition in Cleveland and Detroit at Hilarities, and I think Mark Ridley's club. And it was the opportunity, very loosely saying opportunity, to perform on 4 flights for Continental turboprop planes.
Oh my god.
40-seat planes.
Yeah.
And I was one of the winners in Cleveland.
Cool. That's kind of neat.
Yeah. So Al April, an older guy from Detroit, he was one of the winners in Detroit. So he picked Monday. Well, every one of the seats on his flights were bought out by NBC, CNN, Fox, Tonight Show, Letterman. There was a camera in every seat, and he was terrified.
Yeah.
And so I picked Friday because it'd be like a club. People would be loose. So I get to the Cleveland airport, and there's a marquee, and it said, appearing this flight with your picture, Pete George,
Yeah.
So you run out on the tarmac, and you get on the plane. And so what happens is you get up to altitude, and you have 8 minutes to do a set. and then you land in Detroit. And then you run to the next plane and fly back and do the same thing, and then back to Detroit again, and then back to Cleveland in like 4 hours.
Wow.
And then the rep from Continental would stand at the front of the plane next to you with a handheld amplifier with a microphone like this, and you would have a microphone because you couldn't use the PA system.
Right.
So as it went past the plane, it got more and more quiet, right? Faded.
Sure.
And then you have these loud turboprop engines. And then like I'm looking down and there's a couple people in the front row and they won't even look at me. They're just reading.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do my set. So we get to Detroit and then we fly back, do the same thing about half full. And then the third flight, we had 4 people. And one was a writer for Just for Laughs for the magazine. Yeah. I'm like, oh, great. So we get on the flight to go back and I'm sitting there. We get up to altitude and she's like, okay, go. And I go, I still have to do it? She goes, well, yeah. So I get up, and soon as I get up, I start my first joke. We hit massive turbulence. Like I flip in the air and the pilot's like, everybody in their seats, buckle up, you know? So I buckle up and I'm next to the window. She's next to me. The 4 people are behind me and we're just bouncing all over. Yeah. And I swear to God, she goes, if you want to get paid, you have to keep going. So I got the microphone. I'm over the back of the seat doing this, doing my set. Yeah. And the writer, I'm watching him and he's trying to take notes. Yeah. And we land in Detroit and we get on the last flight. It's the same 4 people.
Oh, no.
They booked the flight to see the show.
Oh, geez.
And they already approved of the set you had to do, so you couldn't do a different set.
Yeah.
And the turbulence was just as bad. So I didn't have to do the last thing. And then, you know, Continental after that went out of business. So
yeah, shocking.
Yeah.
That's an incredible story. That's a great way to wrap this up. Yeah. Unbelievable. We did do a whole episode about comedy on a bus. There's a couple businesses around the country, but there's one in Rhode Island in Providence. That's great. Yeah. And you guys can watch that at Always Bookin Comedy. Oh, have you ever performed on a bus?
I did. I played guitar and sang with a friend of mine for 4 hours from LA to Vegas.
Whoa, fun. Did that pay well?
It paid pretty good, you know, and then they wanted us to play on the way back, but then my other buddy, he was going back to use the bathroom and they were kind of harassing him bad. It was kind of like a bus full of cholos. So, you know, and they were kind of giving him a hard time as a white guy. It was weird. You know what I mean? Because you guys had a great time on the way out. Now you're being jerks to him.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, but
you know, energy changes. Energy into Vegas is always positive. Energy leaving Vegas, sometimes a little negative. So,
and it wasn't even Vegas. We went to, what's that other place on the way to Vegas that's closed now? It's like outside of Vegas.
Oh, I've driven by it. It's like a graveyard. Yeah.
They got a roller coaster outside. It's all closed now, but that was kind of bizarre. But I've done like small tour boats on the Mississippi.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, little boats on Lake Erie. I've done front porches of people's homes, and you do everything.
Yeah. That's cool. Awesome. Well, this was really fun. How can people track you down and see you live?
I'm going to be in Pittsburgh this Friday at the DoubleTree, and then Saturday. At this point, I have a private thing at a military base. Hopefully, we won't have a government shutdown, even though it's got nothing to do with the military, really. Okay. So I've got that this weekend, and then what do I have? Oh, I'm doing Vegas. I think the second week. I'm doing Delirious downtown Vegas for 4 nights. The second week of November.
Is your website petegeorge.tv?
Yep, that's my website. Okay. Social media is
your tour dates, right?
Yeah.
Everything. Your social media. What's your social media?
Everything's pretty much at Pete George TV.
Okay, at Pete George TV, everybody. Pete George.
TikTok, Instagram, Pornhub. I'm everywhere.
He's everywhere, guys. Find his tour dates at petegeorge.tv. The very funny Pete George. He's performed on a plane. He was in Shawshank Redemption. He's got all kinds of cool artifacts from then, and an incredible arc from small town Cleveland to big city Burbank.
There you go.
It's really fun, Pete. Thanks
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
Stick around for a second. See you, everybody.
Okay.